dig into the newspapers. We start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. That's the paper we begin with, the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page of the graphic, you find this. Attack on cops at La Paz. Police round up 15 impound vehicle motorbike. And those who have been arrested, some of the suspects arrested in connection with the murder of the policeman and the late Constable Daniel Omusu. His picture is also on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Lecturers of University of Education Winneba withdraw services. That story on page 16. Government to abolish NHIS capitation in Ashanti. President Akufo-Addo celebrates Ohum in Chebi and the person carrying firewood at the Ohum Festival to signify his participation in the ceremony. And I would get into page 3 of the Daily Graphic newspaper. It says 15 people suspected to have been variously involved in the shooting incident at La Paz that claimed the life of a policeman and caused injury to another have been arrested by the police. The suspects include a 27-year-old female, Charity Otubwa, a trader, 6 Nigerians and 8 Ghanaians. The names of the suspect have been given in the story, and there's a briefing of this operation as well in the paper by the Accra Regional Police Commander, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Osaberima Owari Asari Pinkro III. All that's in the Daily Graphic newspaper. But let's also fast forward and go to page 16. There's a story of interest there as well. All right. This one says lecturers of the University of Education Winneba have withdrawn their services indefinitely. The decision followed a ruling by the Winneba High Court last Friday, ordering the Vice Chancellor and the Chief Finance Officer to hand over to the Pro Vice Chancellor. The University of Education branch of the University Teachers Association of Ghana says, per the court's order, they have been put in a confused state and could not continue to work. We will discuss this issue when our guests join us on AM Talk right after sports. Government to abolish NHIS capitation in Ashanti. The story by Kwejoba for Donko in Kumasi says the government will abolish the National Health Insurance Scheme capitation, which has been operational in the Ashanti region since 2012. The senior minister, Mr. Yao Osafo-Maafo, announced this at the 25th Annual Regional Delegates Congress of the New Patriotic Party in Kumasi yesterday. And he said a formal announcement would soon be made to that effect. But for news people, this is a formal announcement, isn't it? Back page of the Daily Graphic. Mediama sink Olympics in Accra. Tema Youth thrash Inter Allies 3-1. And Benedict will give us the full rundown when he joins us on spot right after the headlines. Let's continue with the Finder newspaper. But I also encourage you, send me messages, WhatsApp messages, and regular SMS messages as well. The Finder, front page of the Finder. Concrete roads to begin. Pilot starts with Tema Steelworks Road. Comes with a picture of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, the Vice President. Validate payment vouchers or no salary. Who is given that order? That story on page 4, a bit of that for you. EcoBank adjudged Best Bank for the 8th time. So we say congratulations to EcoBank. They are associated, of course, with AM Business, which is on Wednesdays every week. So congratulations to our partners, EcoBank. NPP will make the nation prosperous. That's Acting General Secretary of the NPP saying there. But on page 2, as part of new strategies to build long-lasting roads, government has resolved to undertake the construction of roads in the country with concrete. The Tema Steelworks Road will be used as a pilot project. And Vice President Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia made this disclosure while speaking at the dedication of a temple for Harvest Chapel International Ministries here in Accra. I bagged my official car and office. That's the Member of Parliament for Kumbungu now, Ras Mubarak. And this is coming. We know that a former Lands Natural Resources Minister, Alhaji Inisa Hussaini, also did a similar thing in his office. And he's speaking to this latest one. But I wonder how many more offices have been bagged. But we also ask the question of, is this, legal? Is it legitimate? Is it a good thing to do or what? Because after all, it's their office, and for the period when you're occupying the space, it's up to you to make it secure. There are those who argue for and against, and so we'll see how this ends us. I mean, we'll see how far we can take this conversation of bargain, but it looks like every week we'll discover one bargain or the other. Seems like it's the new trend now. This story on page 4 about validate payment vouchers. That story on page 4, a bit of it for you. It says, the Controller and Accountant General's Department has announced that with effect from August 2017, all workers on the mechanized payroll whose payment vouchers are not validated via the electronic salary payment voucher system will not be paid. Furthermore, staff on transfer who fail to ensure that their names are placed on the appropriate management units will also have their salaries withheld in August. If you don't want to be affected, you better read the rest of the story and see how you can avoid yourself from falling victim. And Kwame Sefa-Kine donates incubators to First Lady. The Kokroko Charities Foundation has presented 2 incubators with $20,000 to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Kofuado, towards her Save a Mother, Save a Child project currently underway at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital in Kumasi. And Kwame Sefa-Kine, founder of the Kokroko Charities Foundation and host of the Kokroko Morning Show on Peace FM, who presented the incubators to the First Lady, said the equipment were in honor of a pledge made during the launch of the Save a Mother, Save a Child projects. Okay, and this is good. The mother and baby units, the new one that's been put up is looking really good already, because with these incubators that's been donated, yeah, it'll be a good project. But we're still putting pressure. They've got to finish the over 40-year project, and it's good that the new CEO is speaking to that effect as well. Let's continue with the Daily Guide newspaper, front page of the Daily Guide. Hard work pays. Yeah, hard work always pays. President Kofuado on the dancing floor with Justice Theodora Wood at a farewell dinner here in Accra. She's certainly worked hard, and she deserves where she is right now. And I think that every young woman should know the story of Madam Georgina Theodora Wood. It's good inspiration. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide, NDC boys on rampage over John Mahama. Stories on pages 3, 6, and 9. UMB marks 45th anniversary. John Ewa and other management members clapping after the 45th anniversary logo had been unveiled. The paper is reporting 15 arrested over cop murder. My interest is this banner headline on NDC boys on rampage that the paper is reporting. It says the deep-seated internal wrangling that culminated in the defeat of the NDC during the December 7, 2016 general elections does not appear to be ending anytime soon. This is because there's currently what can be likened to a civil war, the paper is reporting, that is tearing the main opposition party apart. The party is gearing up to select a suitable candidate to challenge the NPP in 2020, but the continuous accusations and counter-accusations are not helping the party to re-strategize. I'll leave you to read the rest of the story in the paper. This piece on NDC boys on rampage that the Daily Guide is reporting. The Ghanaian Times newspaper is the next paper we'll take a look at, and then we'll move to the Daily Dispatch and finish off with the Business and Financial Times, and then we can go online. So the Ghanaian Times newspaper, fire destroys property at Makola number 2. Tony Wicks arrives, and there's a big bout we hear happening. Benedict will give us, up to the minute update on this. The Abeka La Paz shooting, police grab 15 suspects. They include a woman, 6 Nigerians as well. But a bit of this Makola fire on page 17 in the paper says, Fire on Saturday gutted parts of Makola number 2 markets in Accra, destroying properties, running into thousands of Ghanaian cedis. The fire, believed to have started around 10:42 p.m., bent 4 metal containers and raised roofing of a mosque in the market. Food items, including bags of maize, rice, noodles, and drinkables, were burnt beyond recognition. And it took personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service about 3.5 hours to put out the raging fire, which was aggravated by intermittent rains. The rest of the story in the paper. Former Chief Justice honored with state dinner. And the picture that's here is really beautiful. The president and the vice, all there. President in a handshake with the former Chief Justice and the Vice President smiling and looking on. This is an amazing picture in the Times. All right. Okay, back page of the Times. Sports. Torres calls hat-trick in Bichim win. Chelsea halts Wafa and Mediama crash Olympics. The Daily Dispatch now. Parliament is biased in dealing with contempt. That's an NDC MP making that statement. Parliamentary committee position snub. NPP MP angry with majority leader. Cyanide spillage at Kenya Say area. That's also another story on page 11 in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Business and Financial Times, UMB unveils 45th anniversary logo. Congratulations to the Universal Merchant Bank on this. Cost of credit remains above 30%, even as T-bills inflation reach record lows. Story says the average interest charged by commercial banks on loans and advances fell marginally to about 33%, while the average interest banks paid on deposit also fell to 10.9%. Data from the central bank has shown. $2 billion honey market eludes beekeepers. That's also another story, pointing to the details of that on page 3. Back page. Okay. No news for us on the back page, so we'll stick to the front page. And that's it for the Business and Financial Times newspaper in terms of the stories making headlines in the paper this morning. Okay, let's read a few messages and then we'll turn attention to online. We'll start from home, myjoyonline.com. But first, let's read some messages. This one says, good morning. My name is Abdul Rahman Latif Amalba from Bolga. I want to say good morning to Al Hassan Sankase family in Bolga. May Allah continue to bless the entire family and the people of Bolga as a whole, not forgetting Via. That's the message you sent to us. Thanks a lot for that message. If you've got one, kindly send it to me. The University of Education Winneba has many challenges. One of its challenges has to do with political interferences. Politicians must leave universities alone to operate as independent entities. That's from Japyong in Ejura, sending this one through. Here's another message that says, why Ghana? Oh, sorry. Okay, is it a message to me? This from... Okay, this one also has to do with the University of Education. The issue at the University of Education Winneba is very pathetic because the 3 highest officers, the VCFO and the Pro VC, were all appointed by the same board. The judge declared wrongfully constituted. The judge now asks the Pro VC to act. Why not the 3 stepping aside? Manasseh Asigbachi from the University of Education Winneba sending this message through to us. Here's another one that says, good morning. Okay, good morning to you too. Oh, where's the message? And kindly do not call the WhatsApp number. Just send us a message. Here's from my good friend Silvano saying, I wish to suggest that we look at our educational system very well in order to correct certain anomalies. This will prevent the kind of development emerging currently from University of Winneba. If things can be streamlined very well, devoid of too much politics, it will help. Greetings to my dear wife Emanuela and my kids. That's from Silvanos Hadiche sending us that message. I know I'm getting a lot of messages, but keep them coming through. I'll make time and read. Just like somebody saying, please read it. Okay, so I'm going to read this before I go online, but it's quite long, so I'm not sure I can share all. The state at which police personnel are being killed is getting out of hand. Is it because you people are, and somebody said in the message, somebody's calling, so that's disrupting reading of the message. I'll get back to it, but let's move on and go to myjoyonline.com. On our page this morning, government's renewed commitment to Accra Lights Rail. Light Rail projects lures investors. The Minister for Railways Development has disclosed that the much-awaited inner city railway project would start soon due to peaked investor interest. That's certainly some good news coming through for us. Charity donates incubators to support First Lady's Save a Child project, and that's Kwame Sifakai's foundation donating those 2 incubators. This is the scoreboard, but it will bring sports after the headlines. Embattled lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu honored with humanitarian award. Celebrated human rights and public interest lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu has been presented with a humanitarian award by the Marshall UK and the Vine Complex Ghana. Whilst he's been celebrated this way, we know that he's also fighting that ban at the courts. So congratulations to him on this note. And I guess all the best in court as well. Pray fast to avert cases. Renowned pastor advises Dentra Obuasi residents. And this almost sounds like a rejoinder, because somewhere last week, was it last week, when there were reports of him saying something to this effect? But I think the message in there is not entirely what he preached was what was reported. Some of the things he said were taken out of context, so you might want to click on the story and read the details. Let's move on. It's difficult putting up credible defense for Inisa Hussaini. That's according to the editor-in-chief of the Crusading Guide, the new Crusading Guide newspaper. He's described the Tamale Central Member of Parliament's action of failing to remove an audio-visual monitoring device in his former office as an... I guess you have to click and read the entire story to get the input of this. Beyonce twins, Carter and Rumi pictured for first time. Beyonce has shared the first picture of herself with her twins to celebrate them turning 1 month old. Okay, I know people can't believe that the twins are out already, huh? Teachers' promotion is no longer automatic. The Education Minister has advised Ghanaian teachers, particularly those serving in public basic schools, to strive to live up to the demands of their job. Middle Belt Development Authority, Akufo-Addo to launch one of 3 proposed development authorities. Ras Mubarak to bagged office and state vehicle. Kisley Hayford goofed. Bako condemns rabid attack on Parliament, and he was speaking on Newspal last Saturday. You can catch up with the videos uploaded on the page. So if you missed Newsfile, yeah, these are the videos. You can always catch up anytime at the comfort of your office or your home or wherever you are. Just as if you miss any segment of our show, particularly if you're going to be running off to work and you can't be part of our pension retirement conversation, saving financially towards your retirement, you can always catch up later on as we upload all the videos on YouTube. All right, let's do City FM Online. CSO's Platform 1's IMF program extended. University of Ghana students angry over increased fees. Chebi River, others improve after Galamsey fights. I'm not against mining. That's the president saying there. He is not against mining. I think it's the illegal one that everybody is against, I guess. Promotion of teachers no longer automatic. That story also here on City FM Online. Let's do the BBC page. Senegal Stadium collapse kills 8. A wall gave way during clashes following a League Cup final at the venue in the capital, Dakar. Yeah, and I think all sporting activities have been suspended for now in the country. DRC Congo Rangers die as journalists freed. The journalists and 3 other rangers were abducted in the Okapi Wildlife Reserve on Friday. Gambia ex-president stole $50 million. Top militant killed in Mali. Other stories there. Battle over Cairo Island turns deadly. The chief, the governor, and the fake kidnap. 2 Germans killed in Egypt stabbing. I think that this happened on Friday, I think. All right, other stories there on the page. If you're interested in any of the stories, you can visit the websites. Okay, so that's the BBC side. We've got sports, but before that, let's read a few of your messages that you've sent in. This one says, hello, Mama V, hello there. The number you're asking, I'll pipe it to you later on. Politicians should concentrate. Here's another message. Politicians should concentrate on the serious problems, including potable drinking water, school structures, roads, clinics and hospitals, unemployment, etc. of their various towns and villages, and stop intruding into universities to distract, I guess. What will you gain if you end up destroying all Ghanaians? That's from Raymond Adongo in Tamale. And some people strongly believe that it's politics at play at the University of Education. Whenever, you know, the turnout of events, a lot of people linking it to politics. The University of Education problem is a tribal war against, I'm not going to re-echo what you've sent. No tribal sentiment, don't send me, because I will not even read it. Please tell Mr. President to pay the 2016 batch of teachers their salary arrears. That's from Noble Sam sending this message. 1 or 2 more, and then we can run off and make way for Benedict, who's got sports. It's an update of all the sporting events that happened over the weekend here on the show. This one says, I'm just wondering which of our governments will actually extend the railway system to the northern region. Abdul Waris from Tamale. Good question. We wait to see, and let's see what happens. Yeah. This one. Okay. Yeah. One more. I'm Joe from Bamboy. Okay, Joe from Bamboy. I want to congratulate all the 2017 graduating class of VVU. That's your message to us this morning. And I perhaps would end with this. Life is not always about having the best of opportunities. It is also about turning the stumbling blocks to stepping stones. Don't let negative pictures play on the movie screen of your mind. You own the remotes. All you have to do is to change the channel. And that's from Abdul Majid in Kentampo. Kind of really like your message. Thank you very much. Thanks to all those who sent us messages. If I didn't read yours, I will. So just be encouraged and keep the messages coming through. I see that we also got some regular SMS messages. I'll come back and share all of that with you. Stay with us. You're watching the AM show. Roland Walker is not on the show today. He's got an emergency. But I am, and Benedict is also. He's up next with sports.